Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more emotional stories like this one. When the person you love looks you in the eye and says they feel nothing for you, something inside you shatters, quietly, without a sound. There's no shouting, no tears, just a stillness that feels louder than anything. That was me the night my wife Claire looked across the dinner table and said, "I don't feel anything anymore." We had been married for 7 years. Not flawless years, but real ones. We'd built a small home together, gone on long drives, survived layoffs, and celebrated birthdays that felt simple but sincere. Our love wasn't always loud, yet it was steady, until one day it wasn't. For months, I'd felt her slipping away. The vacant stares, the half-hearted smiles. The nights she said she was just tired, but stayed glued to her phone. When I asked if something was wrong, she told me she just needed space. I gave her that space, maybe too much of it. That night, I finally asked the question that had been haunting me. "Do you still love me?" She hesitated, then whispered, "I don't know. I don't feel what I used to. I feel nothing." I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I simply nodded and said, "All right." Then I walked into our bedroom, sat in the dark, and stayed there for hours, replaying our memories like a film that no longer belonged to me. The following days were painfully silent. She carried on as if nothing had changed. I made breakfast. She barely looked at me. I left small notes. She ignored them. She wasn't cruel. Just gone, emotionally and completely. The only person who seemed to notice was her younger sister, Emily. She was everything Claire wasn't. Open, kind, and honest. One afternoon, while Claire was at work, Emily stopped by with 2 cups of coffee. "You look like you haven't slept," she said gently. I forced a faint smile. Maybe because my wife told me she doesn't feel anything for me anymore. Emily sighed, sitting across from me. I knew something was wrong. "She's been distant with everyone, even family. But you don't deserve this." I didn't have an answer. I just stared down at my coffee, wondering how something as powerful as love could vanish so quietly. A few days later, Claire told me she wanted a trial separation. That night, she packed a small bag and said she'd be staying with her parents for a while. She didn't ask how I felt, didn't even glance back as she closed the door behind her. For 2 weeks, the house was unbearably empty, unwashed dishes, untouched mugs, rooms that still smelled like her perfume. I didn't reach out. I wanted to see if she would. She didn't. Then one evening, a soft knock echoed through the house. It was Emily, holding a folder, her expression uneasy. "I need to talk to you," she said. We sat down. She hesitated before finally speaking. "I shouldn't be telling you this, but Claire's been seeing someone, a coworker. It started months ago." She told me Claire hadn't stopped feeling. She'd just started feeling for someone else. My chest tightened, though I wasn't shocked. Deep down, I had already known. "I told her she was making a mistake," Emily continued. "That you're a good man." But she wouldn't listen. I closed my eyes, nodded slowly and whispered, "Thank you for being honest." But then Emily said something that cut deeper than the confession itself. She asked me to tell you not to make things hard when she files for divorce. For a moment I couldn't move. After 7 years of love, laughter, and life together, I was now just a message passed through her sister. Emily's eyes softened. "I don't agree with her. She's lost right now. But please, don't let this destroy you. You deserve more than this." We sat in silence. Before leaving, she turned back and said quietly, "If you ever need help, papers, lawyers, anything, call me. I'll be there." Days later, the divorce papers arrived. True to her word, Emily helped me through every step. She stayed when her own sister turned away. She made sure everything was handled fairly. Months passed, and the divorce was finalized quietly. Claire moved away with her coworker. I never heard from her again. One afternoon, Emily stopped by to return some documents. As we talked, she said something that stayed with me long after she left. "You know, Claire used to say you were too patient, too forgiving. But that's not weakness, that's strength. I just wish she realized it before she lost you." For the first time in months, I smiled. Maybe it's better she didn't. We sat for a moment in quiet understanding. There was no spark, no romance, just respect and peace. Weeks later, I heard through friends that Claire's new relationship had fallen apart. He'd moved on. She tried reaching out once, a short message that read, "I made a mistake." I didn't reply. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't anger, it's peace. And peace was finally what I had. Looking back, I learned something. Love doesn't die all at once. It fades in the quiet moments, the ones where someone stops trying. Claire gave up long before I did. But her sister reminded me what real loyalty and kindness look like. And maybe that was the unexpected gift in all of this. Not love, but compassion from someone who still believed I was worth it.